and welcome to Your Vote Counts, a public, informational, nonpartisan service program designed to get acquainted with the candidates vying for the 2022 primary races of mayor, Salem City Council, Marion County Commissioners, and Polk County Commissioners. These interviews come to you through the producers at Capital Community Media. Collaboration on questions and moderators come from the Association of University Women, Salem City Club, League of Women Voters, Marion and Polk counties, and neighborhood associations. All candidates for these races were invited, and all but two chose to participate. Candidates did not receive the 7 questions prepared by the League of Women Voters ahead of time. The candidates were invited to prepare a 2-minute opening address that gives us information about their background and their qualifications for the office. They also have a 2-minute closing that addresses their goals for the office if elected. I'm Bernadine Anderson from Marion Polk League of Women Voters, and today I would like to introduce Craig Pope, the candidate for Polk County Commissioner number 2. Candidate Pope, welcome, and we look forward to your 2-minute opening remarks.
Thank you. So, thank you again for the introduction. I'm Craig Pope, Polk County Commissioner in position number 2, and I am looking for an opportunity for a 4th term. So I am in the last year of my 3rd term as your Polk County Commissioner. And I want to tell everybody how much I enjoy this job and that I have learned a lot and still learn a lot every day in this job. As in so many different positions in government, we learn on the job and we learn on the go, and we have to learn how to adapt to things as they change. So great case in point is what we've all had to deal with COVID. And, at no point in 2010, when I was running for this job for the first time, would I have ever imagined that I would be as deeply involved in public health as I have been for the last 2 years. So I have, I think, a pretty good slate of accomplishments over my last 11 plus years as Polk County Commissioner, and I'm very proud of that record. I come from a ag background. I spent my first 30 years of my life on a family farm in South Polk County in a grass seed and grain operation. And the farm crisis of the mid-'80s put my family's farm in a great deal of jeopardy, and there just wasn't adequate room during that time for my wife and I to be able to sustain an operation with my folks. And so I had to venture out on my own. So I've been in business before being a commissioner for many years and have some experience running business.
Thank you. And now we will want to hear your views on some of our questions we have prepared for you. Our first question today is, how do Polk County commissioners work with communication and outreach to our Hispanic Latinx community? And is there anything you would want to change?
Well, I can't think of anything that we specifically do to target the Latinx community in communications from the commissioner's office, but we do support that kind of outreach and diversity in communications through every one of our departments. And we do strive to make certain that we have plenty of opportunity for diverse languages and our communication needs across all sectors of our communities. But I can't specifically point to anything directly from the commissioner's office. I would support, however, the statement that we are doing more all the time at trying to make certain that our meetings are more widely available for a diverse community and different languages. And we're working on that on a regular basis. So since the first of the year now, our meetings are up on YouTube, and we're working on trying to have broader outreach for the community specific to what the commissioners do.
Thank you. We'd also like to know about the working relationship between Polk County and the Grand Ronde Nation. What do you see as the most important shared issues?
I would guess right now, I would think that right now our biggest shared issue is transportation. So we do have, first and foremost, I would tell you we have a great working relationship with the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde. Less so with Siletz, but barely have any, a real shared relationship with Siletz, but clearly much more with the Grand Ronde tribe. And so transportation is a big issue for us together. We're working on a major project for highways 18 and 22 out near the casino, and do have vested interest together at seeing to it that we improve safety out in that area and not impact tribal lands any more than is absolutely necessary. And I think we have a great working relationship with all the members of the tribal council and their representatives, and work hard to maintain that every day.
Thank you. Could you discuss what progress is being made towards establishing a homeless youth center or shelter in Dallas?
I don't have any connection to anything specific for Dallas. I can tell you that our family and community outreach program is probably one of the finest in the state, if not in the nation, for our outreach to youth programs, and trying to find places for youth to be engaged and better connected to resources. But I don't have any specifics to a center, for example, in Polk County. We work with all of the partners that we can. We find we try to have a great working relationship. Our service integration team model does a great job of looking for gaps and the resources to fill those gaps and making certain that our youth have the best opportunities we can. But we're not running any kind of a package right now on any kind of youth facilities, if you will.
Thank you. You mentioned in your opening about being immersed in the pandemic situation. So could you tell us a little more about the role of the county in making public health decisions?
Yeah, well, I think most people don't know that the county commissioners in every county in Oregon are, I think every county in Oregon are responsible for local public health, and it's called Local Public Health Authority, just like we are with regard to local mental health authority. So we were supposed to have, and we do this on a regular basis as far as communicable diseases are concerned, manage our public health department and focus on endemic issues and communicable disease issues, and manage those county by county with the resources from the state and Oregon Health Authority. In the case of coronavirus, we were direct partner with the state and federal government in distribution of masks, all the PPE needs, and some with regard to vaccination needs, and coordinating all of our partners to make certain that we can meet the needs of a pandemic. So all of those decisions and process are supposed to be coordinated through the commissioners in each county and carried out by the local public health administrator.
Could you expand on what you mentioned about local mental health? Could you tell us something about that program?
Yeah, so in Polk County specifically, I would tell you that we are, in every county, we have a local mental health authority. Again, that is the responsibility of the commissioners to see to it that mental health programs and revenues are managed at the county level. And in Polk County, I would tell you that we are the primary mental health clinic or clinicians, if you will, providers. And we don't have many resources outside of county mental health employees for mental health needs. So in Polk County, we carry the lion's share of that provider burden, and have it's our largest department, and we carry a fairly big responsibility for that in Polk County.
Thank you. Speaking of communication in some of these areas, we'd like to know what is being done to bring broadband to more rural areas in Polk County, and do you see any other technologically related to communication issues in Polk County?
Yeah, so thank you. That one's a big one for me. So I've been leading up the broadband expansion project in Polk County for a number of years, and have been working with a number of providers well before COVID struck, and trying to find pathways for finances and for revenues and for projects and programs to expand more into rural areas. The fact of the matter is, most of these providers that we would normally turn to have said, look, if you can show us where there's enough people to connect to generate the revenues that we need to manage it, we'll certainly listen to that. But that was hard to do. So as we've had COVID hit us, we've had resources, dollars from state and federal government that have come in, mostly federal, that have come in to help expand communications and digital outreach so that folks that were working from home could do more, and kids and students had more opportunities there. So we've invested now about a little over $3 million in broadband expansion, specifically in rural areas, and still have a long ways to go, but it's a significant development that has happened since COVID. And we hope to expand it even more with help from the Oregon Broadband Office, and assisting and engaging with service providers to get more dollars to Polk County to help level the playing field in digital communications. And additionally, I would say that this has also brought the opportunity for us to understand that we need to upgrade all of our emergency services communications. And we are working on that, and we'll have a significant investment of ARPA dollars in our general emergency communications equipment, radios and towers, et cetera.
This leads into the question then about our county preparedness plan and that situation. Do you have comments about that?
I have a great deal of faith in the expertise of our emergency manager and the commission. That emergency manager works directly for the commissioners in Polk County. And so we're connected with the emergency manager every week and do have regular conversations about preparedness and where can we do more. And again, we'll be spending some dollars at the fairgrounds in Polk County, for example, to increase its capacity and improve its ability to respond to needs in the future. Again, COVID has helped us identify gaps and weaknesses in that facility and places that we can do more. Certainly helped us understand more about our communications shortfalls during the pandemic. And so again, working directly with emergency management to improve those things, whether it's emergency services communications or broadband itself. And so we're seeing where some of those gaps are. Most of us already know that we have significant challenges with regard to earthquake response, for example, and that's a very challenging one for us to get ahead of. We have a lot of buildings in the county that certainly could use upgrades, and we understand that for all, whether it's schools or businesses, and we just have to keep steadily working towards more resiliency.
Thank you. You've introduced the idea of the challenges, and Polk County faces numerous ones. Of those challenges, which do you believe are not being addressed or need a different approach?
Well, I think the biggest challenge that we face right now is the workforce pipeline. And this is a challenge for everyone. And it's clearly a challenge for government, and especially for Polk County government. And we tend to be a little farther behind than other counties as far as their rate of pay, et cetera, because we have resource problems, or have had over the years. We just have less resources to pay people. So that's been a problem, but it's a bigger problem now with COVID and since COVID struck. And so we have a lot of places where we're concerned about being able to deliver services due to the fact that we have a harder time filling positions. And additionally, with all that, we're going to have a harder time maintaining a sustainable level of pay with the increases that we're having to provide now to be at all competitive to fill those positions. That is worrisome to me. If we go into a recession, there will be impacts to that strategy. But that's what we have to do in order to try and be as competitive as possible and get people into these positions, especially in public safety. That's probably one of the biggest concerns we have. And I would tell you that our policing, specifically here, the sheriff's office, is being impacted very dramatically. And that's not just about money, that's about culture, and that will take time to fix.
Thank you. Your last comment leads us into our next question. And you've illustrated one concern that faces law enforcement in Polk County. Are there other factors or issues of concern to that public safety?
I would venture to say that Polk County citizens are in pretty good hands with regard to public safety. It's not perfect by any means, but we have a pretty solid culture of public safety practice in this county. We have a very good working sheriff's office. Again, they do have challenges with filling positions right now, but we continue to work towards finding ways to solve that. We have a great working relationship and practices with our district attorney's office and our courts. So we're going to keep working on solutions, but I think our public safety is probably second to none from any other county in the state.
Thank you. Candidate Pope, you are now invited to share your 2-minute closing comments about your goals for this office if elected.
Thank you. So I would start off first by saying I still have a long way to go, a lot of work to do. Very dedicated to this job, and I realize that you have to show up and be engaged and be a part of all the conversations, build relationships with partners, build that trust. I would like to say that I want to see this broadband thing through further, and I'm very grateful for the opportunities that we've been given in broadband expansion, but we still have a ways to go. And the rural community members deserve the same level of service as anyone else, and I want to see to it that that happens. I'm also anxious to see through opportunities that I've been working on directly in improving childcare and access to childcare for everyone. And as an employer and a past business person, I realize that childcare is a intricate, invested part of our workforce infrastructure. And if we don't have trusted and affordable childcare, we're not going to get people back into the jobs that they need to be in. So I'm very dedicated to getting that done, and that's going to take time. I'm working on it now. We're doing investments in that and trying to encourage the communities to be more invested themselves. Businesses more invested, but we still have a long ways to go there. And then finally, I would say I'm very proud of our record of fiscal management in Polk County government. We've done a pretty darn good job. And the board before me did a great job. And I wanted to, when I came in, I said, I want to maintain that culture of good, solid fiscal management and conservative spending. And we've done a good job of that. And I think in Polk County, people trust that we are doing what we say we will do with their money.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Candidate Pope, for our interview today and for sharing these thoughts. It's very informative for us. And thanks to Capital Community Media for their extensive technology and producer skills used to create this program. Thank you to the League of Women Voters of Marion and Polk Counties for the design and preparation of the program, and to American Association of University Women, Salem City Club for help with question development and providing moderators. And thanks to you, the public, for watching in order to become an informed voter. For more local, state, and national voter information on candidates and ballot issues, please visit vote411.org. You have it until April 26th to register to vote or make changes. Ballots go out April 27th, and according to a new law, will be accepted if postmarked before or on May 17th. Elections matter. Remember to vote because your vote counts.